So with this banner here, that means that Rhino is officially in the game. Well, his store and plus his all of his required shards and whatnot. I got a top 50 finish, so I'll be I'll be able to roster him pretty soon. And again, I don't really care about you guys' deals, but we got Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D going on. So for those who've never watched a video about Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D, congrats. Number two, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a deep breakdown or a breakdown of sorts of the brand new Rhino and the characters who are going to be required for each of these required events. I don't know why I paused to think about required events, but that's the way my brain works. So you got to face off against Silk. She's a yellow, blue, and black user. Now I don't remember the AP required for most of her powers. I think her blue is 7. I want to say her yellow is 8. That sounds about right. And her black is 8. That sounds about right because her abilities are pretty cheap. Her yellow, it doesn't it fortifies a web tile, and doesn't it increase the strength of strike tiles? I think that's what it is. Her blue, I know it either adds uh, your choice of protect tile, strike tile, or attack tiles. It'll put some number of them on the board, and then she'll put web tiles on the board. And then her black ability will create 3 green fortified web tiles. Then she'll create some strike tiles on the board too, and she'll do damage up to 3 times, like for some nominal amount. And then I know she has a passive ability on yellow, I believe, where she will remove some number of web tiles on the board, and it will heal her and her teammates and do damage to the enemy target. We'll double check it and see real quick before we actually fully get started, because I don't want to be giving anyone any false information, because that's not what we're here for. And that's exactly how I have my silk built. So string size 7, creates a fortified web tiles, and then increases the strength of strike attack protect tiles, and then whenever you match or destroy a web tile, heals Silk's lowest health ally for a burst of health. Okay, well, close enough on the first part. Total recall, I was correct there. Hmm. All right, I got you. Tell you what, actually, let me go do that there for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so where were we? We were here, and I was wrong about the web tiles being on green. It's the strike tiles on green. She fortifies web tiles, deals damage, and then this is what I was thinking of, the passive ability, where she destroys at least 2 web tiles, deals damage, and that also will trigger her yellow ability off as well. Because remember, anytime that they're matched or destroyed, so if we match or destroy them. All right, so we got finished looking at Silk. We got old Rhino here. So let me put a yellow boost since he doesn't use yellow. He's black, green, and blue, and not in that particular order. So we'll see here. Trample. So it costs 8. You deal damage to the enemy team, destroy a random set of blocks. So it's just random 3x3, and then you deal is a +1 additional enemy basic. Okay, so that's just additional enemy or basic tiles, and then since it's a one-on-one fight, we'll be able to deal with this portion here. If he's in front, stun a random enemy for however many turns. If this is me, I'm running this here at 5 because again, dealing damage, which is cool. Then you know, Rhino's out in front. You know, he has ways to be out in front. So, you know, you would fire if you want to get him in front. What you would do is you would fire off one of his powers off first, then fire off Trample. All right, Rhino might. We'll look at the passive portion first. If an enemy strike attack or projectile is matched, he jumps in front and he deals damage, which that's good. And then the active portion, he deals damage. He creates 3 fortified projectiles, or 2 at level 3, and then 2 enemy strike tiles. So I can actually see that with Sabretooth actually doing some pretty insane damage, or just some insane, you know, board control. But I think this one here, I would definitely have at 5 as well. Hidebound. Rhino takes less damage from enemy powers. Friendly projectiles are much more effective if Rhino is in front. Which is the opposite of Nico Minoru, where Nico's like, nah, man, we don't. It's like projectiles. Nah, we don't like those. And then his green, blue, and black base damage is increased by 200%. So again, to give you an idea, instead of it being 85 damage, you can multiply that there. I'm trying to think here. Half would be about 40 something. 100% is just the base damage. 150 you just multiply about 1.5, and then 200% you just multiply it by 2. So his match damage is essentially 170, double of 74, and then double of 65. Yeah, I'm a math major, and I don't feel like doing math. Call me lazy, I know. Alright. Well, we won't be able to use the stuns, obviously, because, well, this is a one-on-one fight. Oh, Rhino might. I said that. And the thing about the match damage increases is like it increases match damage all across the board. Oh, my bad. I said 220. I said double that. It's like, no, it should be more than double that. So Trample might actually be a somewhat of a decent board shape for what's the Beta Ray Bill and Polaris team, but I don't think it's going to be that reliable. As I since it's going to be a 3x3 block, you know, instead of Juggernauts where it destroys 16 random tiles. So again, just just some observations here. That's all. Can't get stunned. For some reason, I thought Galactic Rage stunned. I don't know why. That's a yellow denial. And see, this is the thing though I really hate about Silk. Once she gets started with her web tile shenanigans, she will she'll start to heal off all the damage that you put up on her and deal damage to you. So well, I mean, either way, we gotta deal with her web tile anyway, so. Alright, let's see. I go this way to remove that web tile, because again, we need to take green. Yeah, now it would actually be beneficial if we actually did get that stun to go off, but alright, let's see here. Well, gotta deny yellow, or really deny blue, either way. I would rather deny blue so that she can't use her total recall and really mess us up even more. Alright, cool, board shake. Oh, match 5, gotta take that. Alright, let's see here. Making sure she doesn't have any blue matches, so we'll do that. Probably should have matched the black up at the top. Couple hits of damage, but again, nothing that we can't take. Ah, cool. We'll take that. Match 5. Trample. We'll match. Again, we'll match yellow this way here. Even though green's probably the better match. Yeah, we're just trying to consistently put damage on Silk. That's all we're trying to do. Deny yellow, but there's only one. Oh no, we'll go. Nah, that's actually gonna give her blue, so let's go this way. Again, if she matches black, that's okay because she's far away from that. Again, we'll match blue. That's one of our strong colors. match away her web tile. Match 4. Yeah, match 4. Because I was overthinking it. I'm like, well, if I match yellow, that'll deny. Nah, just make the simple match 4. She's at low enough health, so go from there. Again, thanks to Alliance for playing. Appreciate you guys a whole lot. Oh, before we go to warm up, we gotta actually face off against Rhino himself. So let me think here. Craven could be a good choice, yeah. I did mention Sabretooth, so let's actually try out Victor against Rhino. It's like the match damage though is probably what's gonna end up biting me in the tuchus. So go this way to deny blue. Red, because that's one of our strong colors. Get that match 5 going. Gotta deny blue, because again, it's like with his passive ability, you know, hey, he kind of wants to do trample damage. Get a quick burst of red damage. Purple here. Into a decent cascade, of course. Up, green. Always, like I always say, always scan the board, see what are the best available options for you. Don't just go mindlessly running into a match just because you already have your head and your mind dead set into it. That's pretty much a no-brainer. Alright, there's your 4x4. We'll go this way. He's gonna get a cascade going either way. Okay, cool. You took your 3rd strongest color. I'll take this. Because I'm not gonna pass up matching away strike tiles, not with Sabretooth. Come on now. Alright, Tooth and Nail should be the one to get over it. If it didn't, well. Alright. So now the warm up. I normally would go over each of the nodes, but in the interest of time, you know, we're not gonna go through fighting off goons. Goons are goons, so you know that's that. But we do have 2-star Captain Marvel here. As I get my my team set up to do Deadpool, his whale points, and then also with 5-star Deadpool, the spicy taco tokens. This version of Captain Marvel here, the 2-star version, she's a red, black, and yellow user, similarly to her 3-star version. Her red ability costs 7, destroys some number of enemy projectiles on the board, and does target damage to the target. Her black ability costs 9, It deals damage to the enemy team and also drains AP from a random color. And it will create a countdown tile that lasts for 3 turns. And when that countdown tile expires, you deal um, more team damage to the enemy team. Alright? And then finally, our yellow ability, it costs 8. She will create some number of team up tiles on the board, and you can make some pretty insane cascades, due to her yellow ability. Folks that I have paired her up with in the past, I paired her up with, at least in 2-star land, I paired her up with the original Black Widow, and I paired her up with Wolverine. Again, a rainbow team for those who like rainbow teams. But she's more or less standalone. I mean, she can handle her own. I probably I probably need to turn off animations too, because we really don't need to see them. Also too, hey, if you don't mind, allow me to beg your indulgence for like 5 seconds. You know, do the YouTube stuff, help out those who want to see more Marvel Puzzle Quest content by doing the YouTube stuff. That helps me, helps you, helps everybody else, because we're all in the communities that's all about helping each other out. All right, classic Spider-Man. So this Spider-Man here, yellow, blue, and purple user. At one point in time, he was probably one of the best 3-star characters in the game because of his insanely cheap stun. But those days were in the early days of Marvel Puzzle Quest, and him being a quote unquote meta or top tier character, those days have long since surpassed him. Um, and also too, he used to have a healing ability too, so that got changed. His yellow ability, when the going gets tough, costs 12. It deals damage to the target, and it will deal additional damage should Spider-Man not have an ally in the fight. So if one of your allies gets downed, increase the damage of it some more. All right. Originally it used to be a yellow heal ability. It used to be a yellow active team heal, and then they changed it into uh, a burst heal, and then finally we got when the going gets tough. So his blue ability, web swing. I think it's what it's called, web swing. But it stuns the target for 1 turn. It costs 5 in blue, and it also creates a web tile on the board. And if there are multiple web tiles on the board, that you can stun up to 3 turns. So if you have at least 2 web tiles on the board, you can stun the target for 3 turns, and that's like the maximum duration you can get. It used to be where the more you fire off his web swing ability or his blue ability, that it would reduce the amount of AP that was needed. It used to be like a 3 AP move that would stun for however many web tiles you had on the board. So if you had like 5 web tiles on the board, it stunned for like a max of 5 turns. And that was like just ridiculously stupid. Since then, I'm glad they changed that. And then finally, his Spider Sense ability, which is the passive. Anytime you make a purple match, bless you, he will make a purple projectile. And the strength is increased for the for however many web tiles is on the board. Pretty much the Web Warriors team of him, Miles Morales, and Gwen Stacy, like they'll work out in tandem with him until you get the 4-star version of Infinity War Spider-Man. So just make 2 quick matches. Probably could have been faster than that there, but whatever. Get that spicy taco token. Alright, round 3, Toughen Up with Mutation. And we got Mutation's hard counter, Blob. So Blob is a green, black, and yellow user. And I'm trying to think of, do I have to go? Yeah, I'm going to go up into the character description and describe him. So bringing down the house, this costs 7, I believe, right? No, 8. So to destroy random basic tiles, random team up tiles on the bottom of the board, and of course destroyed tiles deal damage but don't gain any EP. So again, that's a downward board shake. So it'll slide all the tiles down the board. You know, it can probably cause cascades and whatnot. Weapon trapping is his unique ability. So if there are enemy strike, attack, or protect tiles, or even if we have strike, attack, or protect tiles at the bottom of the board, Blob at the start of the turn will create a 1-turn countdown tile, and depending upon whatever type of tile is trapped in the countdown tile when it reaches 0, there are some effects. If it's a protect tile, it will heal Blob for some amount of damage. If it's an attack tile, you do damage to the target, and then if it's a strike tile, you increase his match damage by a percentage. Here, I pretty much rolled this here at 5 because again, healing is always good. You know, you're facing off against teams that may or may not have strike tiles. Again, if you're facing off against teams with strike tiles, well, why not just have, you know, increased match damage? Why not? And then finally, Unmovable is his other passive ability. If the opponent makes a match and any subsequent matches happen to fall on the board whenever, you know, cascades happen. So if you make a match 4 and then a match 3 would happen after that, Blob will jump out in front and he'll create a protect tile on the board. And then also passively here, I forgot about this here, all match damage is reduced by 90%. So literally you can just stay out in front and just absorb a lot of damage. As the main person with Blob that you can pair him up with, you can definitely pair him up with Polaris, because she's always looking to you know, put strike tiles on the board, and you know, she can always replicate tiles, so that's an option there. If you want protect tiles, you know, Beta Ray build, so on and so forth. Here, I think here, do I want to go with Karnak? Why not? Let's go with Karnak. Alright, there's Find the Flaw. I actually want to get rid of Mutation first, because I know that the Sentry Fighter, it's going to be making out any of its special tiles, so there's Blob special ability kicking in. Let's Find the Flaw again. So there's Rhino, mate. Alright, and then Blob just got restored some of his health. Yeah, as you can see, it's like, okay, there's Blob doing his thing, matching and destroying those, you know, attack tiles ever so, ever so nicely, which is, which is something I like. And then even if they take damage, it's okay, cause well, I don't plan on using either one of these guys for the duration of filming. So let's just destroy some stuff and get to the next node. The node that's probably gonna give little people a lot of trouble. That's a test of skill. And oh, hi Colossus. We're totally gonna have fun with you. We're totally gonna have fun with you. In fact, I'm gonna pair up one of your best friends. Where are you, America Chavez? Tell me, America. She should be in the 350s. Oh, there she is. Alright. Colossus, this is a guy that I got a lot of experience in. As you can tell, it's like, if you remember in my pool session, and I think it was last year's video, is like where him, Medusa, I mean not him and Medusa, but him, Scarlet Witch, and Null were my were the people outside the pool for. So Colossus Phoenix 5 is a yellow, black, and blue user. His yellow ability flat out says, hey, I get increased match damage just cuz, and it's 100%, 150% more match damage, and the match damage done to his allies is decreased by, was it 80 or was it 90%? It's something stupid. 83% less match damage, 126 more match damage. Just like, yes, please, just sign me all the way up. Alright? And, you know, keep in mind, when match damage is increased, that will also increase the strength of your critical matches. So things can get sideways with Colossus quick, fast, and in a hurry. His black ability costs 6. It does damage to the target. It creates enemy strike tiles on the board. You're like, okay, well, why in the world would I give my opponent strike tiles? Well, again, when they're dealing less match damage than you know, giving them strike tiles isn't the worst thing in the world to happen. But if Colossus is in front, which for some odd reason I don't know why he wouldn't be in front, you know, based on this team here, he will do an increased amount of damage on his black ability. So think about this here. His black ability is an evolved version of his red Colossus Punch ability. If you remember Colossus Punch, Colossus does damage to a target for 11 AP, but if he's out in front, aka he has his countdown tile on the board, he'll do an additional amount of damage to the enemy team. And then finally, Preservation. I think that's his blue ability, what it's called. But anyway, this costs 9 and it removes any enemy special tile off the board that you choose, and it does damage to the target. We don't really worry about that ability there too much. You know, taking on an enemy special tile is giving you a little bit of trouble. You know, hey, that's always a good thing. But his calling card is his yellow and his black. Pair him up with Scarlet Witch in PvP, and if you want to have things for kicks and giggles, throw in Apocalypse and just be like, yeah, you guys are no challenge to me. Like, the only teams that you probably might have some issue with is teams that just flat out ignore Wanda's repeater tile, but even then it's like, it's like just by sheer attrition alone you'll win. So let's just get into the insaneness of Colossus. Now I just gotta make sure I have an AP lead over the AI, so that I can you know, do stuff with America Chavez and do stuff with Colossus. So like this portion here might actually be like the easiest portion of the fight. There's a critical time. We'll match it away next turn probably, or we'll just do that. Alright, now we'll do the neutralization. Let's get rid of this black or purple tile, because why not? Let's do purification. Let's do this. Put old Rhino out in front, because again, remember, if we match any enemy at strike tiles, he gets out in front. So I'm honestly surprised though where well, the events that are going on in the world right now, you know, that's, you know, they're totally irrespective of what's going on in Marvel Puzzle Quest. So if, you know, if people are outraged about the fact that, oh man, they're I get it. Like, trust me, it's like, I think it's kind of tone deaf too. It's just, you know, and then once they had it up in the pipeline, it's like, well, we can't really change it out now. So it's like I know it's given the developers and the bigwigs of Marvel Puzzle Quest a bit of an out. I think for solidarity purposes, I think they should. I don't know. Is there a character from Ukraine on Marvel Puzzle Quest? I don't think so. But I think to rectify that fact, you know, dig out a character that is from Ukraine and see if you can get it cleared quick, fast, and in a hurry. Alright, so we're gonna look at the Rhino and Foes vault. So that's enough of my my political spiel. Well, not even, well, human nature spiel. Let's get it 100. It's not really political, it's just human nature. So we got Rhino here, the normal Rhino. We have Blob, and then you're gonna have your random 4-star cover here. Of course, your legendary token, your basic support tokens, you know, your featured 3-star assorted random 3 stars, 2 stars, ISO 8, heroic tokens, and mighty tokens. So, you know, you pull, see what we get. Hopefully, all right, not bad, not bad. First pull, 4-star. Oh my goodness, lizard. Now it's gonna go downhill from there. And the best thing to do is like for the info store, don't even let these tokens here expire. Like just pull them as you go. It's gonna be something that you're gonna need. Also, too, you know, you got your honor amongst thieves store for Rhino here. So if you're in need to, if you're inclined to get Rhino faster, you know, hey, you know, I guess if you have the hero points, you know, pull a 40 pack, maybe you get a Rhino, I don't know. But Rhino won't be in stores until the start of the next season, so that'll be um 2 weeks from now. Well, a week from now, actually, a week and we might as well say 10 days from now. Well, anyway, we're gonna put a pin on this video here today. Um, Rhino, Rhino looks pretty interesting. Character I would definitely chase after if you're in 4-star land, especially with the amount of characters that love to use enemy special tiles, like, oh, I don't know, 4-star Carnage. Like, you can come up with some pretty creative teams to have Rhino paired up with. And hopefully in the next few days, you know, as I go through all the characters that I have in my roster, you know, maybe just maybe we can pair Rhino up with a handful of them. Also too, I'm actually gonna start up my PvP simulator video. So, you know, for those who want to see PvP action, you actually got your chance, and we'll deep dive onto that there. So I'll see you on that video, and I'll say my usual outro in that video.